Hey guys, happy Friday. Today's Friday, March 22nd, 2019. I am with the beautiful Zoya Solovyeva. I'm very excited to have her on the show today. She's got a great story. I can't wait for her to tell it. Thank you guys for letting us know. As soon as you give us a thumbs up or a heart, let us know you can hear us and see us. Always my biggest concern. She's a little nervous, but she has no reason to be. No, listen, they know. Everybody who comes on here is nervous. And I don't know why. Even my broadcasters are nervous. But give us a thumbs up and a heart. Let us know you can hear us or see us. The last thing I want to do is for her to tell her, Steve Bell, what's up? Happy Friday, my friend. Let us know you can hear us and see us. And then, look, Dan Rojas, what's up, brother? We missed you last night, or did I see you last night? I don't remember. So very excited about March Madness on the TED Show. What's up, Steve? Got a lot of stuff to talk about that, and I'll do that right after my show with Zoya. All good, Ted. You can hear us. Fantastic. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So what did you think when I asked you to be on the show? Were you like, heck yeah, I want to be on the show? Or were you like, oh my God, no, I don't want to be on the show?
I'm like, I feel like I'm a star.
You are a
I feel
star.
like a celebrity.
I only have celebrities on the show. Everybody's a celebrity. All right, so I don't know if you saw what I titled the show. You'd have to be old enough to know this movie. But I titled the show From Russia with Love, because that's an old James Bond movie. A lot of people know that. But tell them a little bit about you. You're from Russia, and tell them, your origin story, how you got here, where you're from, and all that good stuff. So welcome.
Guess what?
What?
Yeah, even though when my clients ask me, where are you from? I'm like, from Russia with Love. I have never watched the movie.
It's an old James Bond movie.
Okay, so where I'm from is like from in the middle of nowhere. And I grew
Because
up...
Russia's a giant country, right?
Oh,
So,
yes. It's like 13, 14-hour drive from Moscow.
Wow.
That's what I know. Like east side, I believe.
East side?
Yeah. So I grew up with like pigs and cows and ducks and geese and chicken.
So you grew up on a farm?
Well, it's not really a farm. That's like what kind of a community it is.
I don't know. Is it a farming community?
Not really. You pretty much like.
Did you have running water and electricity? I mean, I got to start somewhere.
Running water just started like in my home like 3 years ago.
You are in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, I told you that.
So how does a girl from Russia, you're growing up, you obviously are in the middle of nowhere. What did you want to do when you grew up? What did you want to be?
I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm like, and the thing is, I was coming up with some ideas. I'm like, what is it that I can do to get out of this, community and the country? I'm like, I want to study English so that I can travel to other countries to find out how is the living over there in other countries. So
that, I mean, Jason
English.
Aza says hi, by the way. He
Oh,
says hi, Zoya.
hi.
So yeah, I think so. How did you just know that from an early age that just wasn't the place you wanted to be? Hey, Joe, that you wanted to get out. You wanted to find something different. Was your whole family like that, or was that just something in you?
It was something in me. All of my family and relatives and friends were against it. They're like, where are you gonna go with this? Like, there's no opportunities in Russia. I'm like, I want to go to another country. They're like, oh, that's impossible. I'm like, no, it is possible. So I studied English. I was like one of the best students, and I studied so hard, and I was able to come to the United States to practice my English.
So when you say you were able to come to the United States to practice your English, did you came here and you said, all right, this is the place I want to land? Hey, Christy. Christy says, so driven. Yes, she is. So this is the place you wanted to be, wanted to land. This is the country you're like, okay, hi, Melody. What's up, honey? I want to be here because this is a place of opportunity for me.
Yeah. So, first of all, telling you the truth, I didn't really want to come to the United States. I wanted to go to Great Britain. But the thing is, it was so much more money and it was so much more difficult. So I came to the United States. I didn't want to come to the United States, but when I came over here, I'm like, wow, this is where I want to be. This is my dream. And when I told that to my mom, she was like, you were crying because you didn't want to go over there. And you're like, now you're happy? Of the first day, I'm like, when I was in the airport, when you ask a question, everybody's smiling and helping you where to go, what to do. I'm like, this is what I want to
You
be.
mean they don't do that in Russia? Sometimes.
I don't want to talk anything bad.
It wasn't
about
negative.
Russia.
I just figured in the middle of nowhere, maybe nobody had anything to smile about.
But if you are lost in Russia, like, don't ask for directions.
Yeah, I don't want to be lost in
Yeah.
Russia. All right, so you get here, and then what did you do? What was your first job? What did you end up doing so that you could stay here, maintain your residency here?
I was working in a restaurant. They wouldn't hire me as a waitress because my English wasn't good enough. And when I looked at the menu, I'm like, what is that? Is it fish or is that like meat or like what is it? So I was a busser pretty much. And also another interesting story. I was looking for a job at the hotel as a receptionist. So whenever I see sign vacancy, I went over there. Are you hiring somebody? They're like, not really. I'm like, but you have vacancy because in Russia vacancy means an opening for a job.
Yeah. So vacancy doesn't mean hiring. It means we have rooms open.
I realized that 2 years later.
That's awesome. Well, that's okay though. That's how you learn. How else are you going to learn? Because the English language is tricky. We have multiple meanings for so many different words.
Exactly.
A lot of it doesn't make sense sometimes. So, all right. So you're a busser. Were you? So I always love these stories. You come here, that's your first job. Are you a happy busser because you're just here and that's better than where you were and you knew you were moving?
I was pretty much like a millionaire if you compare the money with Russia, like the busser that makes money over here. So anyways, and I was in New Jersey first, like for like half a year until it was winter. I'm like, everybody's gone. So I'm like, I need to go somewhere else. I need to go somewhere where it's
somewhere warmer?
Yes, exactly. So I came to Florida and my friends told me that I should get my real estate license, which I did and passed it the first time.
So how does that work though? So you get here, did you know anybody let's start New Jersey first, then Florida. Did you know people when you got here or did you have to make all new friends?
I didn't know anybody.
And you have no family here?
I came here by myself.
That's
didn't
amazing.
know anybody. I didn't know where my job was gonna be. I didn't have a place where I had to rent. So I didn't know anything. So I had to figure it out on my own. So
which is amazing. But you had the drive. Trent says, "What a fantastic accent, by the way."
Oh,
hey, Trent.
thank you.
You have the drive to do that, but I don't know if I love our culture, but I think if we were to go, like I was to go and say, all right, I'm going to immerse myself, good morning, Tyler, in the Russian culture and I'm going to get a job, I'd probably be home on the first plane in a minute.
That. No,
but how amazing, first of all, that there's a place you can come to do it and that you have the drive to do it. So you had to make a whole new set of friends. You had nobody here.
Yes.
And so then you make another move. What was that like? Did you know anybody in Florida when you came?
Nobody. It was just the weather. And I chose Central Florida because when hurricane comes, like it's like it doesn't really.
I love the
feel
thought
right
process,
away.
right? Had nothing to do with anything
My
else.
mom told me, she's like, you better not be by the beach. So I'm like, Miami is out. Oh, by the beach is out.
I love it. So you get here, and then did somebody prompt you and say you should get into real estate, or was it something you had on your mind before?
Some of my friends, because I studied to become an interpreter over there, and I have like the degree over there. But over here, they wouldn't really accept it. So I'm like, instead of going to school for like 3, 4, 5 years, I'm like, why don't I try to get a real estate license? So, and actually right now, I'm actually looking for an assistant because there's so many people who I'm working with. I'm like, to grow my business, I need to hire people.
So let's talk about that because I think a lot, and I want to get back to the assistant.
Okay.
So you get here, you become a realtor. Remember, she doesn't know or she doesn't have any connections. So those of us that are here from Central Florida that have this built-in database, this built-in referral opportunity, Zoya had to create all of that on her own with an accent from another country. And so you built your business up. How did you do that? How did you begin to build a database and a network of people that would send you business that you could work with?
So I was knocking on doors, and of course when I have an accent, they wouldn't want to talk to me.
They might have been afraid a little bit, Zoya, for the first minute or two.
Cold calling, I don't even want to talk about it. They would hang up. They're like,
I can't even.
Telemarketing. I'm like, I'm not telemarketing. I'm trying to help you.
That's fair. So how do you get past that?
So, at one point, I was actually about to give up real estate, but then one day, a person who I knocked on the door, it was a for sale by owner. He calls me back like a year later. I'm like, you remember me? He's like, yeah, we want to list our house. I'm like, maybe I should do this. I should keep doing it. So that motivated me to stay in business, and I get a lot of referrals. Even though I have been in business only for 4 years, like I get so much business from referrals. I don't even have to advertise. So
what do you
I
do?
think
So
that
how do
means
you
a
how do you
lot.
make them happy? That means everything. I'm a big believer in database. It's your referrals. That is your best money spent is making sure they're maintained, taken care of, and they will take care of you
Yeah.
forever. But what do you do? What do you feel like you do differently in order for them to be loyal and continue to refer you business?
I am very responsive. I pick up the phone, and if I am not able to talk, I tell them I'll call you back in 30 minutes or 1 hour, and I do take care of all of my clients. So I care about them. So my phone keeps ringing at 6 o'clock in the morning, or people call me at like 10 p.m. I'm like, can I call you back another day? Like, but I do take care of them. So I'm very responsive, and I care about them. Like they are my family.
Well, they
So-
are really. You've got a
Yes,
couple of
yes.
comments. Christy said plant seeds and the business will come. Jamie says, well done, Zoya. And of course, Batman
Thank
just said
you
good
so
morning.
much.
But yeah, if you are like that, I feel like people underestimate the value of maintaining and being responsive and keeping it's top of mind, right? You
Yeah.
always want to take care of them. And because you don't have a family here, they really are your family.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like so close friends with them. I follow up with them, I hang out with them, have lunches, and sometimes happy hours.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I know. So,
So
yeah.
what do you do? So when you're in the real estate market, what do you think? I mean, you've got the referrals coming in. How are you feeling about? We'll talk a little bit of industry stuff because I always like to pick a realtor's brain when they're on here. You feel like the market is still a solid, wonderful market.
It's picking up. It's like after the crash that happened, it's just getting back to where it's supposed to be, and it's gonna slow down. Everybody's talking about that it's gonna crash. I'm not like I don't know what is gonna happen, but the thing is, it's stabilizing. So
I like that word. It is stabilizing. But I think
Exactly.
your plan, the way that it's not even a plan, it's the way you honestly love to treat people. That's so key. So I feel like everybody has their own marketing,
Yeah.
but if you really have the relationships and build that database, then that's something that stays intact even if the market crashes, even if it slows down miserably. You're still going to get referrals.
Exactly.
And I think people underestimate that. So what are your dreams with real estate? Do you want to be your own, because you're basically your own entrepreneur, you're your own
Yeah.
business owner. Do you want to eventually own your own firm? Is real estate just one part of what you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, right now I'm doing commercial real estate as well, and of course there's bigger money over there. And I have noticed that so many commercial realtors don't pick up their phones, they don't do their jobs, so I think that I have like less competition, and I have had like transactions, and I'm like, wow, I want to do that. So I do both commercial and residential.
And they're completely different for people who don't. Because you basically have to wear two different hats. I mean, they're completely different businesses.
Yes, they are, but I do both.
So what do you do? So people will ask me later if I don't ask this question. What do you do for fun? Is there a Russian group of expatriates that are here in Orlando that you hang out with? Is there? I know believe it or not, there's a Russian Chamber of Commerce that I have not been to
am
yet.
aware of that,
Okay, so
yes.
what do you do outside of real estate that makes you happy? And what do you do to keep in touch with your Russian culture?
I like to go fishing.
Okay.
I don't really like.
Did you learn
The thing
fishing
is-
from over in Russia, and that's you brought it over here?
With my dad,
Yeah.
I did that when I was a child, but then recently, I don't know, maybe like half a year ago, I went fishing and I found out that is my top, like number one hobby, and I think the only hobby. besides petting my cat.
What do you what do you do? Why does that? Because people, I always like to. What that makes you relax? That's a happy place for
Yes,
you.
exactly.
Because I think people forget that they have to stop and do those things. They have to take care of themselves. And so I'm always amazed. I would have not guessed that, although you probably told me that before. I would have not guessed that fishing would be your go-to, your happy place, your place where you feel good, your hobby.
Yeah, and guess what? When you go deep sea fishing, phone is not ringing, so
That's
I'm
right.
happy.
Are you still I'm curious, do you still take is there such a thing as English lessons? Are you just learning as you're learning from people?
No, I think I know well enough.
You do. I mean, you don't have
But
any
the thing is,
problem.
the
at all.
accent is always going to be there, and I don't want to get rid of it.
I wouldn't.
Like, whenever I start talking to somebody, like, where's your accent from? I'm like, from Russia with love.
See, from Russia. We didn't even talk about that title, by the way, before. And I just picked it up. I'm like, what can I say Russian that's got a lot of love in it? I'm like, duh, from Russia with
Yeah.
love. All right, tell me what you do family-wise. Do you go back to Russia? Do you have them come over? What's the situation there?
It's difficult. I go there once a year, but I cannot invite my mom over here yet because it's tough.
I understand.
Like, they don't really give visas. to
Oh,
people
yeah,
from
I
the
understand.
US.
So it
It's
is
very
hard.
difficult.
It's easier
getting
for
harder and harder.
It's easier for Americans to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've not been to Russia. I want to go to the Hermitage. I'd love to see that museum, but I have never
There's a
been
lot
that
of
far.
history
A lot of
and-
history. The Romanovs. I love
Yeah.
that whole scenario.
St. Petersburg is the place to go.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
That's what I heard. And so
Yeah.
when you go back, do you fish and do you get involved with the geese and the cows and the pigs and all that good stuff
Oh,
again?
well, I have to take care of them, but I didn't go fishing over there, but because we were too busy with the cows and sheep and chicken and geese, like so much stuff, and we grow our own onions and potatoes.
Gardening, it's very
of course,
farming.
carrots, exactly.
It's very farming.
There's a lot of work over there.
So do you travel other than Russia? You said you wanted to go Great Britain, but I agree their prices, their economy, it's
Yeah,
much more
yeah.
expensive to live there, to even visit there. It's very expensive,
Yep.
and I don't even know how Brexit's all going to impact that.
Uh-huh.
But do you travel to other places?
I want to, but the thing is, I'm so busy with work. I don't have time. I could make time, but I'm looking for an assistant to help me with I don't know, to have more, so that I can have more free time. So
Yeah, because that's smart. I think a
it's
lot
a
of
good
people.
problem to have.
It's a very good problem
but
to have.
I just care about my clients so much that I put myself aside. So, and it's kind of overwhelming, but I'll fix that soon.
But it's smart to.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people make the mistake they want to do it all themselves, and they don't want to invest the money in having an assistant.
Yeah.
But you can't grow. You can't grow past where you're at now. You hit a capacity as an individual, so you have to have somebody to help you so that you can you continue to do the
Exactly.
things
To
and
grow, you have
to grow.
to have helpers.
You have to have helpers.
Exactly.
All right. Did I miss any stories? Because we're going to wrap it up in a second. I always want to ask her because.
I don't know.
Okay, good. No, she has lots of stories. So, all right, we're going to share all of Zoya's contact information, how you can reach out to her. I mean, who doesn't want to talk to Zoya from Russia with love, that's for sure. And obviously, she has a lot of knowledge, entrepreneurial knowledge. She's overcome so many obstacles that we have not overcome just to do business in the good old United States of America. And so I just love her story. I love to hear what she had to overcome in order to be a successful entrepreneur here in our country. Any parting words of wisdom for them? Anything you want to share with them before we head out?
Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That is what I believe in.
I agree. And you've got to practice that. That's right.
Yep.
You got to keep going. Got to keep going.
Exactly.
You were a joy. So are you feel good?
I was still good.
No, I said, do you feel good? Are we good?
I feel so excited.
See?
As soon as we hang up, I'm gonna be like, yes!
You did a fantastic job. You guys too can come on the show. Look, she's got a great story. Everybody's got a great story. But when I met with Zoya the first time, I immediately knew I had to hear her story. And who doesn't want to listen to that accent for
So
30
excited.
minutes? You're a joy. You guys are a joy. We'll
Thank
be
you
back
so much.
in a little bit to talk about March Madness, and then we've got 2 other shows after that. I love Fridays. Have a great Friday. Thanks for being on the show, Zoya.
And I couldn't stop smiling the whole time.
I know, you did a fantastic. I didn't have to do anything. You spoke. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Mwah.